medal pan me now. Red stripe alone champion boy go. Pan a podium a sing anthem. Red stripe, watcha. Man, shall I be the forward boy? Red stripe Premier League champion boy score. Every goal when I run from boy. Red stripe Premier League champion boy now. Pop down we run the marathon boy. Them wish I never made it that the champion boy fan. Nah man I don't a songsters boy. Red stripe Premier League.
Red Stripe Football Mondays tonight coming from the Tony Spalding Sports Complex. Slightly but you know, Arnett Gardens usually using the Tony Spalding Sports Complex here as a fortress. This year, they have not been that good at home. Only 3 wins from 9 home games so far this year. Not like the usual Arnett Gardens team, but then there are many things about this Arnett Gardens team, George, that don't resemble what we are accustomed to seeing from Arnett.
Yeah, and I think we have been unfair on Arnett Gardens because this is a period of change. Their long-time coach is gone. The long-time management structure is a thing of the past. A new broom has swept through the executive branch of the club and where the coaching is concerned. So in any club of any scale, in any country, you're going to have that period of flux lending itself to not the usual results. The story is the same for Arnett Gardens. The fans have not been so bullish in the stands. The football hasn't been all bullish on the field, but it's getting better.
Yeah, they are 5-time champions, this Arnett Gardens team, and they're positioning themselves for a playoff spot. They've reached the playoffs for the last 7 years in a row. No other team in the league can boast that record, and this is the end tonight of round 21 in the Red Stripe Premier League for 2019-2020. Here are the Sunday results, 5 of them. Dunbeholden, they're on a roll at the moment. Dunbeholden, 3 wins now in a row, 2-0 over Cavalier. They Humberland, they got by Portmore by 2-0. Tivoli Gardens having one of their better results so far this year, 3-0 over Harbourview. Mount Pleasant, team of the moment, 5 wins in their last 6 matches, 2-0 over Fear. And Waterhouse, they were trailing UWI in the second half by 2-1, but ended up with a 2-2 scoreline. Some problems for Waterhouse, Georgia. They have won only 1 of their last 7 matches, and this is a team that had been leading the table by as many as 7 or 8 points a few weeks ago.
Yeah, but the good thing for Waterhouse stands is that they have that cushion of the early work they did. Well, the work that they've done for the majority of the season, not just early, that will protect them against any falling out of the playoff places. But what about Humberland? To their squad as well, so that's understandable. While Cavalier, ever since the campaign started, have been a hologram of the real Cavalier.
That's for sure. Looking at the points table at the moment, you will see how close those playoff spots are. Number 3 Humberland, 33 points. Number 9 Harbourview on 26 points. So just 7 points separating 3rd from 9th. And I'll tell you, if Molynes win tonight, it will mean that they will also be into the fray, and it will be 7 points separating 3rd from 10th. So that's how close it is. Real problems for UWI and Veer, George. UWI without a win in their last 9 matches, Veer without a win in their last 8, and if they don't do something pretty quickly, they'll be in trouble.
Yeah, and the table right now, what it is that UWI and Veer, they're being cut away from the main body of the field, almost like cyclists being left by the peloton in the Tour de France. But as you look at the head-to-head between the teams, Lance, Molynes with that stinging win over Arnett Gardens, I hear that the Junglists are hell-bent on revenge, which should make this encounter tonight rather tasty.
Yeah, so Arnett Gardens on a revenge mission tonight, because as you saw there, they were beaten by this Molynes team back in September. It was the 22nd of September when Molynes were on a 6-game winning streak, which has really reversed their entire form. They went 12 games without a win before their upset victory over Waterhouse a couple of weeks ago, and they were all actually on a 7-game losing streak at that point. But this is a team that has some quality, and they'll be looking to put the brakes on Arnett tonight.
Oh yes, the jungle, is it the fortress it once was? No, but that fortress can be, that reputation rather, can be rebuilt with a win tonight, and I'm sure Arnett Gardens are in the form where the supporters are saying that, yeah, a win should be a formality, but it begins with a clean sheet. The defense has to hold up, the midfield has to create, and then the forwards. I'm happy to hear Kemal Malcolm say he's fit and well. His form will be pivotal to Arnett Gardens continuing on their upward trajectory, and then of course the other attacking pieces must come to the
will have a start in midfield today. We'll get to those starting rosters in a while. But this Molynes team, as we have said, even though they have fallen badly based on form, they are beginning to show some signs. They've scored 4 goals in their last 2 matches, George. One of them was a win over Waterhouse, one in a 2-3 loss to Dunfermline. So at least they can think that their strikers are beginning to get some goals again.
Yeah, photosynthesis making the plant move. Molynes United, Calvert Fitzgerald, it took some time for him to make his influence known on the team. That influence is now beginning to show. And look, it's like a corpse dance. You kick the corpse and someone said, it moved. That's Molynes United right now. And their fans are hoping that the body gets up off the turf and starts walking.
Yeah, well, let's see what happens for them tonight, because they are pretty solid in defense, and on their best day, this Molynes team can trouble a lot of teams in the top flight, and they have a lot to play for tonight. Yes, we've mentioned that they're 7 points above the drop zone at the moment, but they want to get into the playoff reach, and the way to start that trek is to get 3 points here at the Tony Spalding Sports Complex tonight.
Yeah, it's a big year for the home of champions, where sports is concerned, or sport is concerned, sports are concerned. Lausanne 2020, the Youth Winter Olympics, January 9 to 22 on the home of champions and across all our platforms. And the action, opening ceremony Thursday 2 p.m., 3 p.m. ECT, and then Friday morning at 8 a.m. 9 ECT is when the figure skating will start, as the next wave of Olympians take to the big stage to strut their stuff. What about the NBA, Lance?
Yeah, big matches coming up in the NBA. The Los Angeles Lakers currently leading the Western Conference. They'll be up against the Oklahoma City Thunder. That's a Saturday night game, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock Eastern Caribbean time.
And then the Clippers, Lou Williams, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard and company, Montrezl Harrell, and the Nuggets, Sunday 8 p.m., 9 p.m. ECT. That game on Sportsmax.
The kickoff here at the Tony Spalding Sports Complex. 5-time champions Arnett Gardens getting ready to battle this Molynes team. There's Leon Taylor, the Molynes goalkeeper, who was man of the match when they upset the Waterhouse team a couple of weeks ago, and they'll be looking for another big game tonight. Damien Hart is back in the Arnett Gardens goal. He has only played 9 games so far this season. This will be number 10, and there's Ricardo Oldham in the 26 shirt warming up. But Arnett looking focused, they're looking ready. Kemal Tul Malcolm, 6 goals already this season. He's looking for some more goals tonight. Scored a brilliant one against Humberland last week, and their coach Alex Thomas is looking for his team to shine tonight. We're getting closer to kickoff time. Red Stripe Football Mondays. It's Arnett Gardens against Molynes at the Tony Spalding Sports Complex.
It's not. Defender to electrify the crowd. Look at this piece of play. I'm gone.
And we are ready.
The role is to continue to drive for the development of the game here. Although players are selected from clubs abroad, they were developed in the league.
They're really quality players and they have really good attitude, and you get your money's worth.
This match has turned up several gears.
Just a slight chance of rain, pretty humid, and just a slight wind here across the Tony Spalding Sports Complex as Arnett Gardens get ready for a revenge mission against the Molynes team. First year in the top flight Molynes, but they were responsible for a flawless 6 6-win in a row record at the start of the season and then floundered after that. Arnett Gardens, founded in 1977. They have been 5-time champions. Portmore are the only team to have won more titles than they have. Most recently, Arnett were champions in 2017, and a team that boasts a tremendous record in local football. And there's Vishnu Harris, one of the most creative midfielders in the country at the moment, forced his way into the national setup a couple of years ago.
Yeah, Harris back to form, back to fitness, and Arnett Gardens will hope that he stays sound for the rest of the campaign. If he stays sound, then they'll be in with a shot at not just the playoffs. They'll be looking more than that. They'll be looking at a title charge with their magical number 8 in the ranks. Kemal Malcolm, fast, deadly. As he says, as long as he gets game time, he scores, and his record in the Premier League supports that. Has scored a lot of goals for Arnett Gardens over the past 3 seasons, and he seems to be enjoying life under Alex Thomas's guidance. Kemal Malcolm, one to watch in this game.
And let's hear what Alex Thomas has to say from the coaching perspective.
Alex, the reports are that Molynes have been practicing a lot of set pieces in preparation for this game. They think they can exploit you there.
They're going to do their homework as well as we do our homework, and we set up well for this game, and whatever they come with, we're ready for it.
In terms of the mood in the camp ahead of this game, what is it that you impressed upon your boys in the build-up about Molynes and the threat that they pose?
The last encounter, they beat us 2-1, and you know we are focused for this one and to get off on the right foot for the new year, you know, to start the new year well, and we cannot take a team like Molynes lightly, and we have to focus for the entire 90 minutes.
The reason I put mood in the question is because I want to know if the team is particularly motivated to avenge that 2-1 defeat.
Very highly motivated, you know, we're highly motivated tonight, and we are ready for the challenge, and we understand what went on in the last encounter, and tonight we're going to be a different ball game.
Are you getting enough from your creative midfielders, Alex? Even though there has been a prolonged period of good results, I'm sure you look at your attacking unit and think that maybe your midfielders can give your forwards more chances. Am I correct?
Very correct, in a sense, more, you know, and we always enforce that, you know, to give more each game, you know, week in, week out, and we have to push our creative midfielder harder with Paul Wilson out on injury, and we have good replacement coming in, and they're good footing for tonight.
Last season the team limped into the playoffs. Are you hoping to run strong into the playoffs this year?
Run strong in the playoffs this year, but as we are here at Arnett Gardens, we have to stay focused and let the players understand what's going on, remain focused, keep them level-headed, you know, don't get ahead of themselves, and keep it a game at a time, and you know, prepare.
Alex Thomas, the man in charge of the Arnett Gardens team. Molynes' first year in the top flight, even though they've been around playing CASAFA, Super League and Major League Football for several years now. And they were promoted as one of the top teams out of the qualifying round. And they started the season well, George, but after winning their first 6, they've had real problems, and they've had just 1 win in their last 18 or 19 matches.
Yeah, Jeremy Nelson, one of the 2 Nelson brothers in this Molynes United side, who campaigned for Cavalier in the league last year, offers strength, offers energy, a good user of the ball. Jeremy Nelson perhaps doesn't score as many goals as you'd expect your attacking midfielder to provide, but in this Molynes United team he's responsible for a lot of their creative work, and clearly the coaches are banking on him having a good game for Molynes United to fire offensively tonight.
Yeah, just 1 win in their last 14 matches, this Molynes team. But there's their goalkeeper, Leon Taylor, former Charles Smith man, who was a standout on the night that they upset the Waterhouse team. It was a riveting performance that night from the Molynes team, and they're looking to get that kind of result again tonight. Marlon Williams of the coaching staff spoke with George Davis pre-match.
Marlon, the team has shown signs of life in recent weeks. Are you confident that the upturn in form can continue against Arnett Gardens this evening?
Yes, I'm confident. I'm confident our form start to come back together now, and I'm confident we're going to leave it with something.
I had a RSPL at your training session earlier a few days ago, they said that you were practicing a lot of set pieces. Do you think that that's a way you can exploit this Arnett Gardens team tonight?
Yes, because we're not scoring a lot of goals from set pieces, and so our training was based upon set pieces, and we do a lot of set pieces, so we expect some goals from there.
Based on where you are in the league, even though you've lost so many games, you still are within reach of a playoff place. What does this mean for a season that looks bad in one way, but doesn't look so bad if you look at it from another perspective?
Yes, well, what happened? We do some hard work from the beginning of the season, 6 straight wins, that really keeping us buzzing at this time, same way, So now that although we lose a few matches, we still have a chance to be in the playoff, and we are hoping that it goes our way,
Before I ask you about Calvert Fitzgerald, the fact is that Arnett Gardens are strong at home and away. Do you think that you have the resources to conquer them tonight?
Yes, you know that we are giant killers, We have come up with the big teams, and we have played very well amongst the big team them, So we don't expect anything less tonight,
The new coach, the impact that he has had, have the boys responded to him positively, you'd say?
Yes. Fitzgerald has come in and, right away the boys and respond, So you get much out of them, and they're really playing for him,
Red Stripe Football Monday is continuing a week from now with this huge clash at the compound in Harbourview, where the team of the moment, Mount Pleasant, 5 wins in their last 6 matches and currently top of the table, will be visiting Harbourview. That's 7:30 local time, 8:30 Eastern Caribbean time on Sportsmax 2. The Lausanne 2020 Youth Winter Olympic Games will be living on Sportsmax during the month of January from the 9th to the 22nd, and you can catch the opening ceremony 2 o'clock Thursday afternoon, 3 o'clock Eastern Caribbean time on Sportsmax. On Sportsmax 2, there's figure skating in the morning Friday, 9 o'clock Eastern Caribbean time. And tonight we're getting ready here to watch Red Stripe Football. Oh, there's Wavell Hines, former West Indies opening batsman, current president and CEO of WIPA.
Yeah, sitting beside him, the former member of parliament for Eastern St. Andrew, that's Andre Hilton, a prominent businessman in Jamaica.
Yeah, Wavell himself now in politics.
Yeah.
And will be...
I saw both men on Sunday at the PNP's media appreciation party. And then the former FIFA referee, Peter Prendergast, who has more than a liking for the People's National Party. He's not afraid to say that.
More than a liking is an understatement. And you're right, he's not afraid to say it.
And look at the man in the maroon shirt just beneath Wavell Hines. That's young Wall. That's Kurt Wall, Dr. Kurt Wall. He's the PNP's caretaker for Southwest St. Catherine, looking to unseat the long-serving MP Everald Warmington.
When is the next election due, George?
It's going to be due round about the time when CXC finishes, round about late May, June, thereabouts.
So you're getting the feeling that things are happening on the ground.
Oh, I've already started my preparations.
We continue preparing for Red Stripe Football Mondays after the break.
alone champion boy go. And I pour them a sing anthem. Red stripe, watcha, watcha, watcha. Man, shall I be the forward boy? Red stripe Premier League champion boy score. Every goal winner run from boy. Red stripe Premier League champion boy now. Pop down we run the marathon boy. The red stripe Premier League champion boy, yeah, yeah.
The Tony Spalding Sports Complex is the venue tonight for Red Stripe Football Mondays. We're under slightly cloudy skies here, but there's nothing cloudy about what's about to happen tonight because two big Casafa teams, Arnett Gardens, 5-time champions of the Premier League, and Molynes, one of the top teams, or the top team coming out of the qualifying last summer, battle tonight. And a battle that will see the Molynes team trying to repeat the win they had in September over Arnett in the first round.
Yeah, big media soiree on Sunday hosted by Dr. Peter Phillips, the man with his back to the camera. He's the opposition leader of the People's National Party. Behind him, the Member of Parliament for this constituency, South St. Andrew, Mark Golding. Peter Bunting, the man who Phillips beat in the PNP leadership contest, sitting beside him to his right in the red shirt looking around. So the PNP top brass out in Badlands.
Yes, and Arnett Gardens is a PNP constituency, and Arnett Gardens fans, for the most part, support the People's National Party, who are currently in opposition.
Let me update you. Andre Hilton in the glasses. Beside him is Dwayne Vaz. He is the PNP's, well, he's the Member of Parliament for Central Westmoreland, that constituency in Western Jamaica. And yeah, they are out here in full force.
Westmoreland. And Waver Hines will be pushing for a Hanover seat. That's over 100 miles away. Let's hear what the panelists have to say ahead of Arnett Gardens against Molynes.
I'm from Arnett Garden. My bowler name is Fishnal Harris, otherwise known as Cabine. We're going to give Molynes United 4-2.
Hi, my name is Shanika and I'm rooting for Molynes today. My favorite bowler is definitely Simba. And today, I believe we're going to go 3, like the last time when we were here. Simple. So you're wondering who Simba is? He's Tajay Dixon, number 9.
Reason why I love Arnett Garden is the biggest and the best in the Red Stripe Premier League. Arnett for life. Woo! Molynes dead tonight. Now ask no question. I'm dead.
Molynes dead tonight, GD. My goodness. But the last time we were covering a Molynes Red Stripe Football Mondays night, they scored a huge upset over Waterhouse, who were the leaders at the time.
Yeah, I wasn't here, Lance. I may have been in TNT doing some work, but yeah, I saw that result and my eyes popped open.
Yeah, it was an outstanding result there for Waterhouse, and they played with a lot of diligence and courage that night. To be fair, their goalkeeper Leon Taylor was on song because he needed to be. There were some shots peppered on goal by the likes of Tremaine Stewart and Keithy Simpson that kept him busy.
Yeah, and Dr. Omar Davis, the bespectacled man in the red shirt walking through the crowd, the former Member of Parliament for South St. Andrew, former chairman of Arnett Gardens, and the man who really built this club, built this footballing institution that has given so much to this community.
Yes, George, I remember in my radio days doing commentary for football here at Arnett Gardens, we used to sit on top of the van of the company that I worked with to do commentary. Now we have a commentary booth here.
Ireland's.
Yeah, Radio Jamaica.
There you go.
On top of the mobile unit. That's where we were with 2 chairs.
Yeah, you know, when representation is spoken about, it's all about what you built as a representative, and nobody can deny what Dr. Omar Davis has built, where sport and football in particular is concerned in this part of Jamaica. The concrete jungle, Arnett Gardens, they owe him a lot.
Yeah. Damari Deacon and one of the coaching staff there, Denton Shedden, former standout player for Arnett Gardens before he had represented Calabar in schoolboy football. Now part of the Arnett Gardens coaching staff, and the team's getting ready to take the field. Officially, we're approximately 6 minutes away from kickoff. There's Calvert Fitzgerald, the man who took over coaching at this Molynes team after Liz Sims resigned in late November. His results haven't been that good since he has taken over. He's had 5 losses and 1 win. but in recent weeks they are beginning to look like a team that wants to get good results again.
Yeah, I remember him from his stint at, and he's a well-traveled Calvert Fitzgerald, his stint at Rivoli Lance. He had a really, really good Rivoli team led by the Nigerian Mobi Operaku in midfield. That was a good team that didn't win the title. Devon Hodges scored a lot of goals for him. Devon Hodges is on the bench here at Molynes United.
The team's getting ready to take the field. Molynes United 10th in the point standings. Arnett Gardens in the number 4 spot. And both teams with a victory tonight will benefit from a climb 1 place up the top of the table. In fact, Arnett Gardens only need a draw to reclaim the number 3 spot from Humberland, because they're on the same number of points with Humberland at the moment, just inferior on goal difference. Jeremy Nelson, 6 goals on the season so far, wears the captain's armband for this Molynes team, who are in blue tonight. Arnett Gardens in traditional red and black.
Yeah, and I spoke about Nelson not getting enough goals for a man in his position. He has 6 leading the team, but he could have had so many more. And many of the games that Molynes lost, Lance, it was a knife's edge that they lost the game on. Dominated, got chances, didn't take the chances. Many chances fell to Jeremy Nelson, and then a defensive lapse or some brilliance from the opposing team consigned Molynes to defeat. So this team hasn't been that bad, but the results must get better from here.
The Jamaica national anthem to start things off.
Leader of the opposition, Mr. Peter Phillip, who incidentally...
It does appear as if they'll do the
Member of Parliament
team meeting before, or meeting the match officials before the national anthem.
Yes, and for the benefit of the viewers, if we pick them up, I'll tell you who the gentlemen in the party are. So that's Dr. Peter Phillips. He's the Member of Parliament for East Central St. Andrew, and the opposition leader behind him, the man in the cap, that's Mark Golding. Then behind Mark is Peter Bunting in the red shirt, then Dwayne Vaz, Central Westmoreland MP, Andre Hilton, beg your pardon. Andre Horton is a senator, PNP senator, but Andre Hilton is the former MP for Eastern St. Andrew. For those of you outside of Jamaica, Eastern St. Andrew is where you find the campuses of the UWI and UTEC, and the communities of Papine and where Ligony is and so forth. So Dr. Phillips greeting the ever-present man for Arnett Gardens and going through it. It's good to see. Look, the people in communities, in tough communities, and Arnett Gardens is a tough community. They love their sport, and I can't imagine what this community and many others like it, Lance, would have been without sport. It's not just football that Dr. Davis laid here for Mark Golding to now improve. Basketball, netball, so much sport, so many Jamaicans who've made positive contributions in sport and music have come through this community, and it owes a lot to what the Member of Parliament did. And I can't stress that enough, because they are criticized for so many things, Lance, but when men and women who represent politics build, we have to congratulate them. And Omar Davis, Dr. Omar Davis, has built where this community is concerned.
Absolutely. And here's the Jamaica national. So we're closing on to kickoff time here with Arnett Gardens. They have revenge on their minds. They were beaten 2-1 by this Molynes team back in September when they met in the first round. Nicholas Nelson and Tyreek Wilson getting the goals for Molynes on that evening. Vishnu Harris responding for the Arnett Gardens team. And